Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jerry D'Ambrosio, Senior Instructor here with VectorVest, and tonight's special presentation is titled CI Up-and-Comers. I sometimes hear from clients that stocks with a high CI or comfort index rating, say about 1.7 or so, that they've already made their run and that it's too late to get in now. They want an easy method for finding these big winners before they've left the station. CI is an indicator which reflects a stock's ability to resist severe and/or lengthy price declines, and it is based solely upon a stock's long-term price history. Here are a few examples of high CI stocks. You can see they go from bottom left to upper right and exhibit tremendous price growth persistence. They pull back from time to time, but they've demonstrated the ability to bounce back and continue the move to higher prices. And even though earnings per share, which is the blue indicator at the bottom of those charts, isn't included in the calculation of CI, earnings is what drives a stock's price higher and higher. The challenge becomes finding these beasts before they've made their run. Fortunately, we have a search that solves that problem. I'm going to move us from the home page of VectorVest 7 into the Unisearch tool. And on the left-hand side, I'm going to open up the cherry picking folder and I'm going to select the search called CI Up-and-Comers. Now, before I explain the parameters of the search, I do want to point out that the search does include custom moving averages on CI. The ability to create and use custom moving averages in a search requires the ProTrader add-on tool. ProTrader is also a technical analysis scanning tool. You can see here that we have a folder titled ProTrader. You can search for things like moving average crossovers, MACD crossovers, stochastics, RSI, support and resistance as well. So again, ProTrader is required for this search. So many of you are going into the cherry picking folder, don't see CI Up-and-Comers. We are offering a special 2-week free trial to the ProTrader, and a link is provided in the views tonight. So the other fantastic feature of ProTrader that I mentioned is the ability to create custom moving averages. So if you wanted to do that, you would click on Tools at the upper right, go to Custom Field Builder. Let's say I want to create an 8-day moving average on RT. So I'd come down to the bottom left, click on Fields, go to Capital Appreciation, select RT. This Moving Averages button will only be available if you have the ProTrader module. So if I click on Moving Averages, an 8-day isn't listed here, so I'll select Custom. I'll select Days, change 25 to 8, click on OK, and there you go. It creates an 8-day moving average on RT, and you can use that moving average in a search if you'd like. Make sure you validate it, click OK, and then you'll go ahead and save the changes. Okay, so let me explain the parameters for the CI Up-and-Comers search. At the very top, you have some basic price and volume parameters. Stock price, actual greater than $1. Average volume, it's a 50-day moving average greater than or equal to 100,000 shares. We don't want contra ETFs to be returned from this search. Contra ETFs are ETFs that don't necessarily move with the overall market. You have your gold inverse ETFs, your oil inverse ETFs, your VIX inverse ETFs. So not broad market ETFs, more so commodities and again, volatility index, 10-year yield ETFs, things like that. Stock industry group, we don't want contra ETFs, not equal to contra ETFs. So we don't want contra ETFs. We don't want broad market inverse ETFs as well. Now I'm going to start down here at the bottom. So I want to explain, I want to go back 4 weeks ago and move the parameters current, if that makes sense. So 4 weeks ago, we want the stock CI to be less than 1. Comfort index is on a 0 to 2 scale. Above 1 is good, below 1 is bad. So 4 weeks ago, we want the comfort index to be less than 1. 3 weeks ago, we now want the CI to be near 1. And when you use near as an operator, it's simply looking at the value to be within 5%. So stock CI comfort index near 1 means that the comfort index of the stocks will either be between 0.95 and 1.05. 2 weeks ago, we want the 10-day moving average on CI to also be near 1. So if you can get a sense of what this is going to look like on a chart. 4 weeks ago, we want the CI to be less than 1. 3 weeks ago, we want the CI to be near 1. 2 weeks ago, the 10-day moving average on CI to also be near 1. So we're likely going to be seeing here, when we're looking at a chart, rising indicators, rising lines. The CI line is rising towards 1. The 10-day moving average of CI is also rising towards 1 as well. Now the time of the search, we want the CI comfort index to be greater than the 10-day moving average of CI, and we want the 10-day moving average of CI to be greater than the 20-day moving average of CI. So we're looking at essentially, folks, 3 lines on the bottom of the chart. We'll see this for those visual learners out there. We'll take a look at this on a chart here in a second. We also, at the time that we run the search, want the 20-day moving average of CI to be near 1 as well. And we've added this parameter, stock sales growth rate greater than or equal to 8%. Let me go ahead and run that search as of right now. And here are the top stocks. We're familiar with some of these, right? Freeport, Lulu, CEO, Horizon Bank, BB&T, First Financial. And this search is sorted by VST descending. Now, I made a slight modification to this search, and what I did was I just changed the sort. I didn't change any parameters in the search. I just changed the sort to CI, and I'll explain that in a second once I run the search. I sorted by CI because I wanted the higher CI rankings to be at the top. I know that, and if I scroll back over to the left here, you could see the values of comfort index over the last 4 weeks, 3 weeks, and 2 weeks, right about 5% above or below 1. So they're nearing 1. But when the time I run the search, look at what the CI ratings are. They're above 1 now. So what have they done? They've risen up from a level of below 1 to now above 1. And I'm just looking at the highest CI ratings at the top. I'm going to click on Graph All. And this is just the VectorVest layout. I'm going to change the layout a little bit. I'm going to take off RT. I'm going to come up to the top, click on Add Parameter, go to Capital Appreciation, select Comfort Index. Okay, I'm going to check the box to apply that indicator to the chart. Now, you can see that the CI is at 1.17. Remember, there are 2 other CI indicators that we have to put on this chart. So I'm going to right-click on CI. I'm going to go to Add Moving Average, Simple. I'll select 10. I'm going to right-click on CI again. I'm going to go to Add Moving Average, Simple, and select 20. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to check both of those boxes, and you can see what that does. It creates 3 lines at the bottom, the same 3 indicators that we had programmed into the search. Now, just briefly, I want to talk about moving averages. Moving averages, no matter what they're applied to, price, EPS, RT, CI, moving averages help us identify the true direction of something, whether, again, it's price or RT or CI in this case. So just looking at CI crossing above 1, that's fantastic. But to include 2 moving averages, a shorter term moving average, which is the 10-day, and a longer term moving average, which is the 20-day, it really gives us a sense of the true direction of CI, and the fact that they're all just crossing above 1 here is the ideal entry and the ideal setup for these types of stocks. So I'm just going to go through the graphs here. CSTO, you can see CI is not at 1.8 or 1.9 yet. Just starting to make its way there, though. You can see just crossed above 1 recently. Now, DST, this is a acquisition candidate, so you look at a chart like that, you'd pass on that immediately. Here's SLF, insurance company. You can see all 3 indicators, CI, the 10-day moving average on the CI, the 20-day moving average on CI, all rising nicely, just crossing above 1. Here's BBT. Price is above the 40-day moving average, just off of its recent high here. You can see the indicators steadily climbing, and you'll see that same situation with all the stocks in the list. So I said earlier that I hear a lot that high CI stocks, they've already made their run. And if I go to viewers, let's take a look at those high CI stocks. I'm going to click on Stock Viewer. And I've sorted the stock viewer by comfort index. So VRS at the top, 1.9 CI. Remember, it's on a 0 to 2 scale. HTHT, China Lodging, great stock. It's actually our top VST stock as well. It's one of our top CI stocks. CBay, 1.84. RNG, 1.84. So they're at very high levels, right? So if I click on Graph All, let's take a peek here. We don't have a lot of data on VRS, so I'm just going to move on to the next one. But as you can see our moving averages now that we have on CI. They're very high, 1.9 or so. Here's HTHT. So the CI of HTHT is 1.87. The 10-day moving average and the 20-day moving averages are at 1.85. Some people say, look, this stock has gone from $50 a year ago to $158 now. Too late for me, I'll pass. Well, let's see when HTHT's CI and two moving averages first crossed above 1. I have to scroll all the way back to 2015 to see when that happened. So let me just zoom in here. You can see the same situation that we saw when I ran that CI up-and-comer search right now as of the current time. Same situation happened back here in December of 2015, right? CI first crossed above 1, so did the 10-day. They were nearing 1 back in the beginning of December of 2015, met their setup right around the middle of December of 2015. So the stock was roughly $29 then. It's $158 now. The same answer, I guess, to the question of should I buy this stock now or not? A lot of people say no, right? It's too late. It's already made that run. But you know what? You probably said that there. You probably said that there as well. Probably said that there and there and there. Stocks like these, folks, high CI stocks, if I put earnings per share on, look at the earnings per share of this company. Again, not that EPS has anything to do with comfort index, but it's really a nice additional piece of analysis to include on the chart. You want rising EPS. You're looking for a nice long-term investment, a stock that goes up in price more than it goes down. High CI stocks with rising earnings per share do just that. Okay, so let me take EPS off. So let me take off our date line. So again, same setup with the CI up-and-comer search happened way back here in December of 2015. Let me go to the next high CI stock. When did the setup occur here? Right about March of last year. Let me zoom in. Right? Same situation. Let me create a date line. Right in this area here. I'd have to look specifically at the exact date, but you can see the setup, right? The CI, the 10-day, the 20-day moving averages on CI, nearing 1, crossing above 1. We're looking at a price of CBay of $3.59. It's now $14.59. Let's look at the next one. Again, these are all stocks from the stock viewer. RNG. Let me scroll back just a little bit more. Here, you have the same setup, right? CI, 10-day, 20-day, crossing above 1. We're looking at a price of about $24, $25. It's now $62. SGMO. Now this one didn't break out until a little later, but you can see in July of last year, same setup occurred. Price was about $9 and change. It's now $25. On and on we go, folks. Here's Weight Watchers. Back here in May of 2017. You could see the stock was at 23 and change. It's at 72 now. So I'm not saying that high CI stocks are not viable investments. Because again, look at when the CI, folks. Let me go scroll back up a little bit more here. Let me go back to HT. Look at this. Look at when the CI, where was the CI here? 1.8 back in May of 2017. You're saying, I missed the run. It's too late. I don't want to get in. Look at how long the CI stayed at that level. Same thing with CBay. It crossed above, let's see, 1.8, 1.7 back in October of last year with a price of $8. It continued to move higher, CI stayed very high for quite some time. Same thing with RNG, about 1.7 or so. November of last year at about $47. It's 62 now. And I'll just keep scrolling down through the list. We don't have a lot of data on ARGX. Here's Boeing. We're all familiar with Boeing. All wish we would have gotten into Boeing when it was $159 back here in January of 2017, when our CI up-and-comers search would have found it. Now it's $357, more than doubled your investment off of that CI up-and-comers setup. Here's SQ, right about this area here. January, February of last year, price was about 14 and change. Now it's at $44.71 on a current basis. Let me go back to Unisearch. So again, folks, this is a great little search. All I did was I changed the sort. Now, if you do take a trial to ProTrader, I hope you do, you will see this CI up-and-comers search in your programs. You will not see CI up-and-comers, CI descending. All this is a slight modification to the sort of what you'll see, CI up-and-comers. Now, to change the sort, what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the top, first select CI up-and-comers, come up to the top where it says VST descending, and just change the primary sort from VST descending to CI descending. And there you go. Click on the little disk at the upper left, click on Save. All I would do is title it CI descending. You can keep it in the cherry picking folder if you like, or you can put it in the My Long Searches folder, whichever folder you want to put it in. Make sure that the search type is long, and then you click on OK. So I ran a few quick tests for that CI up-and-comers search with the CI descending sort. From the confirmed up call on April 20th to the confirmed down call on August 9th, the top 5 stocks went up about 16%. 4 winners, 1 loser. The VVC only went up about 3.5% over that same time period, so outperformed the market tremendously. The subsequent confirmed up call after that August 9th confirmed down was August 31st. I ran another quick test from August 31st to November 14th. That was the confirmed down. Top 5 stocks, 14.5%, and the market, the VectorVest composite, only went up about 4%. And then the most recent confirmed up on November 24th, it wasn't very long. It ended on February 7th. That was the confirmed down. Top 5 stocks, 4 winners, 1 loser, 12.5%. And the VVC, as you can see down here, didn't quite go up 1%. So folks, if you're looking for a method to find those huge winners, like those high CI stocks have been, before they've made their run, CI up-and-comers with that CI descending sort is a great place to start. Thank you, folks. I hope everybody has an enjoyable weekend. See everybody next week.